It's the 12th of February at 7:35 a.m. Sunday. When I first started doing my lives, my Facebook lives, I was often in bed and depressed, and it was around that June, July, August period last year, and I was very like extremely suicidal, and it was just a very scary time in my life. And there was plenty of times when I was actually I did my lives actually in bed, sometimes at 4:30 in the morning, middle of the night. Like, they were desperate lives. And I do want to learn how to transfer those lives onto my YouTube channel, because they were extremely raw. They were raw. Like, they were lives to whoever was on Facebook land that could keep me alive in that moment. They were actually a lifeline in that very second. The difference with this is a video. I'm doing a video right now, okay? I'm actually doing a video, and I can choose to post it onto my YouTube if I want to later. But at the moment, all I'm doing is talking to a video. And it's with the intention of it maybe going out to the public. So I'm aware that someone might listen to it in the future, but I also might just delete the video. With the lives, it was very different. I was doing the live, and at that moment, as I was speaking, anyone that wanted to click on could be part of it, could communicate with me, and I would answer their questions or respond to what they were saying. That was powerful. And I actually do miss them to a degree. I do miss my lives to a degree. The reason why the reason why I'm doing this live from my bed right now is just because I was thinking of those times when I used to do the lives from my bed when I couldn't get up. This is a sunny morning. I don't know if you can see the sun. It's a very sunny morning. It's been I've been awake since about 5:30, but I haven't actually been able to get out of bed. I've been just my body feels really tired, and I'm going to church. I'm going to church at church is at 9:30, so there's no point in getting up to put work clothes on and get them to the house, because then I'm just gonna have to watch the clock and then have a shower and put the work clothes on or whatever. And the other thing is, I just feel really just tired. Like, my body just feels like, yeah, I could get up, I could put some clothes I can wear to church on and walk around the garden and have a coffee and sit in the garden, and God, I could do some wee, or I could get up. I could get up, but I don't know. There's something about my body's just really tired. I'm actually tired. I'm actually got like this. My body's just feeling really not achy. It's not achy, but it's just very. Well, I've just started menstruating this morning, so I got my women's time, but I just feel very. Look, it is like an ache. There's like a dull, sort of achy, sort of tweaky, sort of tense. It's a hard feeling to explain. It's like my muscles have this tension in them that's got a bit of a pulsation associated with it. So, yeah, my body just it's enjoying this rest, I guess. And then what's actually happened is every time I'd watch a little article or something, and then I'd fall asleep since 5:30 a.m. when we're talking about 2 hours. I'd watch a little article, and then I'd think about it, look out the window, and then I'd fall asleep and wake up again to a thought, and then did that a few times. And I actually didn't start yawning until I started this video. And I learnt that yawning is releasing emotion, which is interesting. But I also wasn't talking. Until I started this video, I wasn't talking. I was just thinking. So maybe the talking process is making me yawn. There's so much I want to share. I don't even know where to start. I went to this really amazing workshop last night, and it brought up a lot of stuff. And there's one thing that I learnt, and there's so many things I learnt actually, but one thing that I learnt that gave me a bit of a been thinking about, like, this one woman was commenting on, uh, she said to me, everyone who she knows who's lonely has family abandonment issues. So all these people have deep-seated loneliness that they can't seem to shift, and it doesn't. They can have a great life, like they can be gone. This is great. This is great. This is great. And this is great. And in general, there's nothing to, like, they love their alone time. Like me, I love being creative. I actually find if I'm around people or if I've got too many commitments that I lose my ability to be proactive and get my projects done. I actually have no problem with being alone and and I don't have a problem with. There's a contradiction in this, okay? The contradiction is when I'm alone. Yes, there's plenty of times I'm alone in silence. Yes, there are times I'm alone, I'm not doing anything. I'm just looking at the sky, and I'm happily looking at the sky. So yes, I'm in those alone times where I'm just focused purely just on being in the moment, not distracting, not having a project, not doing, just in that moment, just being. Okay, that happens. Yes. Okay, and I feel complete contentment. Yes. There are also alone times where I'll have the radio on the background, Vision Christian Radio, and I'm listening. So I'm doing my projects. Yes, I'm doing a project, but not for distraction. I'm doing a project to move forward. I'm doing a project to create a dream, to act on a desire, to create this outcome, this desired outcome, which is, a therapy practice in my home, and getting the library in action so I can, read and study and learn and write and rah rah rah. Proactivity. And yes, I have the radio on the background. I'm listening to Vision Christian Radio, or I have YouTube on and I listen to some music. Yes, so I have the sound. I have that external stimuli. I have that external stimuli in the background. Yes. Okay. So would you call it truly being alone? If I'm focusing on a project and have stimuli in the background, some people might say no. However, I'm still alone. I'm in my own personal space, and I'm in a zone, and I'm loving it, and I'm content, and I'm peaceful, and it feels good, right? So nothing. Yeah, I just feel. Alone. It feels good. And then there's other times when I'm alone and I'm reading, and I'm alone and I'm studying, and again I'm doing a project. I'm not just being still and quiet and just being. I'm actually doing at that time, alone and doing, in a zone, loving it. Just adore my alone time. And there's times when I'm with my animals. It's just me as a human being alone with my two animals, and we're walking. We might walk for an hour or two, and it's just me and the animals. And obviously I'm not alone because I've got the animals. But as far as a human being goes, I might not have seen a human being that whole day, or even the day before. It's just me and my dogs, and there's a part of me that feels very alone in that. But at the same time, I'm feel blessed and grateful that I'm with my dogs, and I'm walking along. And there's times when I feel this most incredible joy of the beauty of it all. The nature just inspires me, and it's a genuine joy. It's a genuine feeling of appreciation, acceptance for my life. And in that time, I do feel alone, yes. And it's also, sorry, when I'm doing the projects, and also when I'm listening to the radio, and when I'm doing my Bible studying, that there are times in that I'm alone, and I'm loving being alone, but I also feel lonely, like I'm the companionship thing. So I'm talking about contradiction here. You might be thinking, what on earth is she trying to say? What I'm trying to say is there's a contradiction in I need, enjoy, and love my alone time. Yes. And many, many, many times when I'm doing my alone time, it will include being with the animals, doing a really expressive project that's moving me forward, being inspired by very amazing high quality stimuli, which is Bible study or reading, listening to Vision Christian Radio, or just looking at the sky, or thoroughly enjoying just looking at the beauty of the garden as I'm watering it. So there are times when I'm alone and in absolute complete peace with my aloneness and still feeling lonely. Lonely, it's just me. It's just me in this life. With some friends that I see every now and again. Some people in the community that I see every now and again when I go out and about and I do stuff. So yes, there is some connection to community. It will develop over time. I've only been here for 15 months. So this being lonely when we're alone, loving being alone, but at times feeling lonely is something that is actually a common conundrum or a common experience that many people have. And that this lady I was listening to last night, who's a very wise woman, who speaks with a lot of people, is very active, journey guider, very, very active within the community to create, really positive, moving forward, sort of empowered lives. This lady commented, Monique, her name is Monique, commented that she has noticed that most people that she knows who say that they feel lonely are people who have been abandoned by family. So the sense of loneliness that I feel amongst walking the river with the dogs and amongst being at home doing projects and amongst that time when I just, where's my companion? Where's that, just that feeling of that companion says, love, are you ready for a cup of tea? That companion that's walking with me by the river as I'm walking the dogs. That companion that I might be doing something for hours, a project for hours, but I know my companion is somewhere else, and at one point we're going to talk and say, hey, how have you been? And how's it been going? What's your day been like? That sort of thing. That loneliness, of lack of companion. And for some people, that companion might be like a really amazing friend that they ring 2 or 3 times a day, or they might even be. Sorry, my ears itchy. The companion might be. It might be a spouse. It might even be a sibling that they share a house with, or the companion probably looks different to different people, but for me, the companion is a spouse, a partner, a being who's my partner, my actual intimate, romantic lover as well as good friend. Yeah, and that missing in my life, this lady Monique says she notices it's stronger in people who have family abandonment issues, like we're not supported, loved, or protected. She didn't use those words, they're my words. She just said family abandonment issues. That's all she said. I'm adding family abandonment issues, like when someone wasn't looked after or loved or cared for when they were a child. So the family abandoned the child, like the child wasn't given the upbringing that children need to thrive. So when a child's not given an upbringing where it can thrive, there's always a miss, there's always a lack, there's always there's always a deep grief, a deep emptiness, a deep void. I have a really dear friend living in Perth who follows my YouTube who will identify with this one. This lack, this void, this lack of just this void that we feel inside of us. Yes, like what we were talking about yesterday over the phone. Yes, we the inner child's lack, like what the inner child didn't get from the parents, can't be addressed. Yes, we can't undo our childhoods. We can't give that child, we can't go back and give that child a different childhood in actual reality. However, we can go back. This is a different conversation to the one I was talking about before, everyone. We can go back. We can parent our child. We can actually go into our body, into our inner child, collect and hold, acknowledge our inner child, listen to what the inner child needs to say, give that inner child safety, let our inner child know that we've got her or his back, let our inner child know that they are now safe, not by saying you are safe, but by actually consistently, when the inner child is having a tantrum or a freak out or a fear or is gone to default, the body's gone to a default position, and there's some actions happening that actually sabotage our life. Let's say to the little child within us, okay, right now, again, I'm telling you, you're safe. I've got your back. This is not okay behaviour. I will not accept it. I love you. Here I am. Come here. I'm going to rock you. I'm going to hold you. What is it that you need to say? Why do you keep doing this action? You know, really positive, really transactional analysis. A transactional analysis child. Co-parent this inner child within us consistently. It's an ongoing journey. It's not like, oh, I set the inner child and I'm telling her she's safe. No child will feel safe just hearing that. It's too glib. It's not deep enough. It's not consistent enough. There's no safety or security in it. She's not going to trust it. She's still going to act out. And then just say, look, okay, I've told you you're safe. Now fuck off. Go away. Seriously, go away. The inner child can't go away. The inner child is part of us. So the inner child is actually with us at all times, and we must embrace her, acknowledge her or him, and, you know, really firm guidance. And this thing that Monique said to me last night about her understanding, her realisation that most people that have really deep loneliness issues, like I do, about being abandoned from family, it just really, like everything she says, such a wise woman, like everything she says strikes a nerve. Everything she says resonates. Not everything. Most things she says resonates, and most things she says, I just go, whoa, I wish I could remember everything. But I remember the things I'm probably most need to reflect on. So I've been reflecting on this family of origin betrayal, abandonment, family of origin abandonment, and its impact on our emotional well-being and psyche and our ongoing journeys as human beings, and then how it impacts us as adults. Yeah, and that deep loneliness, that desire for companion, to share one's life with another, it makes just so much sense. It's like this longing of an inner child, longing for that. See, every child wants and needs to know that they can play and do their own thing, right? They can do their own thing, and then they go, Mum, Dad, whenever they're ready. Yeah? Does that make sense? So we can be completely happy doing whatever we're doing, and we love it, and we want to be alone, and we want to be doing our alone time. We're in heaven doing whatever we're doing. But we want to know that being is there whenever we're ready to go to say, hey, you ready for a cup of tea? Hey, I need a hug now. Or, hey, I love you. Makes so much sense, because no child that I'm aware of happily plays when they don't have a loving parent somewhere. They're in fear. They're in what's going on, what's going on. They can't just play. They can't just be. They can't just... No child that I'm aware of ever is in in some sort of ecstatic space of imagination and joyful, abundant playing unless they know that they've got someone looking out for them, protecting them, that's close, that they can hear them or see them, they're nearby. So this makes a lot of sense to me. So I've really unpacked and taken it further what Monique said to me, but also the abandonment of family happens as when we're adults. So as we grow up, if our family is still abandoning us, if we grow up and we are adults that have a family that isn't there for us, we can't fall back. As adults, we can't fall back. A lot of people actually can ring their mum and their dad, hey mum, hey dad, as adults, and visit them throughout the year or at Christmas, or and they got, they sometimes I know people who I actually know a lot of people who have a really good relationship with their mum. They talk about it all the time, and they post it on Facebook, and they talk about it in also real life, and you can see that's a good relationship as well, because that the photos that they take, you can just see the love and the joy and the happiness of this family interactions. There's the sisters and the mums, and they're there, and they're having gone to a cafe, and they're just all laughing, and you can just see the joy in their faces. I don't know if she'll be okay about me naming her, but I'm thinking clearly the friend of mine called Tamara, and yeah, I just thought that there's this. I actually posted on her Facebook post, wow, the joy and the love and the happiness emanating from this photo is just incredible. And I said, it's such a blessing that you have this. And even when I saw this photo, I remember feeling this pang of just deep pain that I've never experienced that. But then so gratitude, just feel so happy that that's her experience. So I don't deny it being, I don't have the jealousy of, I don't have that, I wish I had that, all that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, that must feel so good. I can only sort of imagine what it must feel like, because I've never had that. I've never had a good, close, amazing relationship with my mother or father or siblings. And I don't even have a good interactive sort of that type of relationship with my children. But what I do have with my children, which I share to people, is authentic. My connection with my children is so authentic that it's just truth. And there's deep affection, deep love. With my two sons, anyways, or my youngest in particular, there's no pretense. There's no game playing. It's pure, authentic connection. And a lot of love is expressed in that. We don't necessarily see each other very often. We don't do things out of obligation. You're not what you call a traditional family. It's not like that at all. And that does, of course, give me sadness that as a mama bear, those festive gatherings, no, it's not me and my kids. I brought them up, never do anything out of obligation. I actually brought my kids up to never do anything out of obligation, ever. Yeah. Best way to bring up kids, I reckon, except for bit me in the bum. Like, obviously when they said, we don't want to do Christmas, I don't want to do Christmas. One of them said it, then a few of them said it, rah. So, well, I don't care. I never used to do Christmas when you were young. I sort of understand. I mean, I do care, but I understand where you're coming from. I'm glad you've been honest. Christmas is just another day. So what, let's just get over the pain of we're not all hanging out on this set day. Like, yeah, good that we're not pretending something. But in saying that, I also realise I probably ought to have taught them duty. Do we not have a duty to each other as family to come up together at least once a year? To actually do a once a year milestone catch up, regardless of political. My firstborn's is so woke, it's out through the roof. My firstborn is now a non-gender, and disown the family, disown the mum, disown the brothers. Like just really, just like really broken up the family. Like has caused an insane amount of pain. So yeah, no obligation. I'm not obligated to treat my mum like my mum exists. Like I don't exist to my firstborn. My firstborn has no contact with me. Just out of the blue, went non-gender. Described they're going non-gender. Described the pronouns. You know, describe this and this and this and this and this. First of all, disconnected from the brothers. Wouldn't come to Christmas. Wouldn't do anything because the firstborn says to me, "Oh no, the brothers won't accept me." You know, rah, rah. I said that's madness. Give them a chance. Like that's you to disown a family because of pronouns and all that sort of crap. But I said it much more kinder than that. But no, refused. The brothers got really heartbroken by that, understandably. They'd reach out. We'd want to go there and build a chook pen for my firstborn and everything, and my firstborn wouldn't allow it. My firstborn really wanted chooks, and I said, well, we'll come over and we'll all build chook pen together. Wouldn't that be a fun thing to do? Wouldn't even answer the question. Wouldn't even respond to the text message. And my youngest son, was devastated because he was like, yeah, let's go over and let's do this, you know, for my sister. And I said, yeah, and I'll do it for my firstborn. This is going to be great. We're all going to hang out. But no, the firstborn wouldn't allow it. Firstborn wouldn't allow it. Wouldn't even deign a response to the request. That broke my youngest son's heart. And since then, he's like, there's really is no point in having Christmas, Mum, when it's just you and me. My eldest son's in Germany. So look, we're broken down for a lot of different reasons, but one reason is the firstborn deciding to go AWOL because they went non-gender. And wokeism culture cults do that. It's all about breaking up families. It's very satanical. The woke culture is very satanical. It's very devil driven. It's all about breaking up families and breaking up connection and breaking up truth of the voice of reason and breaking up heart connections. My heart's been breaking since my firstborn made that decision to disown me as a mum without him bothering to even say it. Not that they said, I've disowned you, Mum. Like, there was never a conversation. It's just like, nah, just out of context. So, yeah, that's been excruciating. That adds to my loneliness, yes. My loneliness is also because I haven't got a mother that I can ring and go to for support as a daughter. If I really need something as a daughter, I do not have a mother, and I never have, because my mother has a mental health issue. My mother is unavailable to be there, but my mother is available to be there for me to ring. I can say, hey, Mum, and my mum might not. We might have a little chit chat, and my mum will be there to whatever level, and I know it's only to a certain level. I know it's a bit of a charade, but at least I can go, hey, Mum, you know, and sometimes that's all I need. Sometimes just being able to ring her and have her phone number and go, hey, Mum, because she's alive. Sometimes, but other times I think I can't do it because I need more than that, and I know she can't give it, so I just go to God, you know. God's my father and God listens. But then these videos, when I do these videos and I know everyone's listening or a lot of people listening, like this has now become my family. Like my YouTube, my videos has become my family. It's like it takes away my loneliness. But like this is crazy. When I'm really lonely, I will often do a video. I'll often do a video, reach out to you all, and then I'll decide whether or not I'm going to post it. But at least I've done the video. And after I've done the video, I think, okay, well, I've just communicated with the YouTube family. But at the same time, I get really nervous about, am I getting addicted to doing these videos to my YouTube family? Like, is this actually healthy? And I think, well, look, yes, it alleviates the loneliness. And it is a deep loneliness. It's just such a deep loneliness. It's like this void, and it's probably never going to be filled. I'm probably never going to be able to fill this void up. I'm probably never going to be able to not feel this deep sense of loneliness because I never got that need as a child, and I don't think it matters how much I co-parent the tantrum child in me, the one doing the defaults of negative stuff or the one who's fearful or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I can heal this lonely child within me. The lonely child within me. Oh, that's. I reckon that got to be my book title. The lonely child within me. It's a bit glib. The name of books, I come up with all these names all the time for my books, and I often wonder which one I'll actually end up using because I come up with some really good ones. They all sound just as good as each other. This is hitting the 33, nearly hitting the end of the video mark. So anyways, yeah, lots of revelations in my bed, lonely, finding it hard to get up. And I used to do my live videos, my live vlogs from my bed when I was depressed and I couldn't get up. And I just had this thought, I might do a video while I'm in my bed just to show the YouTube people what it was like for me when I started my Facebook living, because I literally, a lot of my lives were in my bed. Sorry. Oh, I'm not doing too many lives on YouTube, Facebook anymore because I don't know what I really want to share on Facebook anymore now that I've got my YouTube channel. It's like I don't need to. I always want to transfer it over to my YouTube. So just looking forward to when I can actually do lives on YouTube. That's all. I miss the lives. Once I can do the lives on YouTube and people can start responding as I'm doing them, that's going to be similar to what I experienced with the lives on Facebook. And I don't think I'm having a unhealthy codependent relationship on this channel. I think I'm developing something very healthy, and it will get refined and changed over time as my needs change and all that sort of stuff. But I'm actually going to have to shut this video down. And I want to say thanks for listening from me in my bed. See my gorgeous little bed head, my gorgeous little... Where's that window gone? See that gorgeous day out there? Yeah. And I'm going to church soon, and that's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to church. And then, of course, I'll take my dogs for a walk along the river, which always gives me so much either storm joy, like really radical joy. I love those walks along the river. Even if I feel lonely, I feel so blessed at the same time. It's like even when I feel lonely here, I feel blessed by my view. I can hear the birds. Yeah, you can hear the birds, right? It's beautiful. And I'm safe. I always feel I'm safe. I'm not getting hurt in my own home. I'm physically safe here. Okay, lots of love. I'll leave it at that. God bless. God bless.